The history of development of any nation cannot be written without the contributions of the elderly. Yet, when they are expected to enjoy the fruits of their labor or reap where they have sown, they are marginalized and left to fight the most difficult battle of their lives. According to WHO, the elderly constitutes the most vulnerable group of COVID-19 fatalities and death due to their pre-medical conditions. However, at this period of COVID-19 era, elders have suffered various types of abuse. The most vulnerable amongst the elderly are the poor and disadvantaged ones, who oftentimes are on the receiving end. Due to hardship that came with COVID-19, the elderly women bore double of the burden. They doubled as both caregivers and providers for their children and grandchildren. They were the most vulnerable, especially those that had households. They were depressed, traumatized by inadequate and poor information on impacts of COVID on the elderly. They were isolated, even those who are living with disability, who needed support the most were deprived of support. They lived in torturous fear, mental pain and distress during the lockdowns, and as a result, some of them died.
My name is Itedo, Executive Director of Center for Gender Economics Initiative, CGE Africa. This project is themed promoting socioeconomic inclusion of elderly women through well-being parties. And this project is situated in Itedo Community here in Lagos. It's funded by Global Affairs Canada through ActionAid Nigeria, and is all about creating a safe space for elderly women to meet and discuss issues that borders around aging in their own environment, in their reality.
My name is Harrison Ekogbowo, the community leader of Itedo Community. The project, I'm very happy, and all the women that all participate and are all doing well. Even it is excellent. To me, there's no error. Everything work excellent. I even observe that from the elderly women, they are very happy from this CGE Africa. And moreover, I always hearing them singing the joy in the community hall.
There were abandonment and neglect or lack of attention to meet the nutritional, health and hygiene, physical and emotional needs of the elderly by family members at this period due to lack of sufficient social and financial ability. As a result of the total lockdown of social and economic activities, most elderly women, even in their frailty, still catered for their households.
My name is Olusegun Zachariah. I'm one of the community mobilizers. So since January, when CGE Africa came to our community, we had a meeting in Palace, Itedo here. So since then, we've been trying to mobilizing people, and glory be to God, they are turning up towards the program, and they really assist people in the program. I will say a very big thanks so much to ActionAid Africa and Global Affairs Calendar for supporting our community. And I'll say, may Almighty God continue blessing and strengthening you.
2 years back, we had an opportunity of visiting that community, and seeing a lot of the vulnerable situations, the older women are in that community, welled up something on our inside, and we started drafting proposals, looking for grants to go and implement this project in that community. Throughout March, it was very disheartening for us to leave them back without meeting And so we started thinking among ourselves, what do we do? How do we stay in touch? Because fortunately and unfortunately, it's only the 6 out of the 37 of them that signed on to our well-being parties had phones. So, and there was a lockdown, and we were told to social distance. And so how do we reach them? And then we quickly reached to our community mobilizers within the community and told them, apart from the ones that they can't get on phone, to at least knock on their doors and know how they're faring and know how life is treating them. So that's how we were able to keep in touch with them during the lockdown.
Regrettably, the distributions of COVID-19 relief materials by the government in Nigeria have been very age insensitive. Materials are thrown from trucks and shared in queues, where collections of materials are a function of strength and youthfulness. This is very sad. Government and well-meaning individuals should please look into this double disaster and help the elderly access these relief materials that they really need.
I thank Global Affairs Canada and Action Nigeria for their profession, even for caring of the community.
Báyìí mo gbọ́ pé corona wá, àyà mi já, mi èrò ojú oorun hù, fún mo dùbúlẹ̀ mi èrò ojú oorun, fún mo fẹ́ jẹun, mi lè jẹun, mi èrò ojú oorun hù, àyà mi sà mi já, bí mo lọ bẹ̀ àyà mi já, bí mo lọ bá àyà mi já. Ògbà yá wá, à wá pè láyé nulẹ̀ pé à ń CDA wá, máa mi bírò àwọn àgbàlagbà, gbàdẹ̀ lọ́kẹ̀, à wá fọ̀ àráyé pé torí ti corona yìí, ní àwa, òun yá lè ṣe nẹ̀hún, à dẹ̀ ṣe ń ráyé. A dẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí à ń tún ara wa ṣe, à dẹ̀ fún wa náà láfíà.
My name is Mother Victoria. During the COVID-19 pandemic, things are very difficult. There's no way out. And during the lockdown, everybody was in. All my children that have to send something for me, none of them. So because of the lockdown, and have nothing to eat. The CGE, they came to our environment, community. They support us with a lot of provision, with envelope, so on and so forth. So people send some good rice and Itedo to us, but we'll be on the line. Both the elderly women, they said that we should form a line. So they'll be rushing. We the elderly, we don't used to collect anything. So, but we thank God where the CGE Africa came to us, they provide everything of us. We are very, very grateful. And we appreciate that. We still use this opportunity to beg people to support the program for us.
The society needs to begin to see elders holistically as other humans. Unlike youths, the elderly have been seen as objects for welfare and a burden on the family and the system. The contributions in the prime of their lives should be recognized. Therefore, policies should be formulated and resources allocated to provide for the well-being of older persons, more especially during crisis, war or pandemic. An enabling environment where the older persons can be free from fear, abuse, violence, neglect and abandonment must be created. The elderly persons should be treasured and not neglected and abused.
Ògo ìyìn ni fún Baba, ògo ìyìn ni fún Baba, ọba tó lọ́pẹ́ àti ìyìn, ògo ìyìn ni fún Baba. Orúkọ mi Ọláyẹmí Tọmọlójú. A wá dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn tí wọ́n wá sí ọ̀dọ̀ wa ńbí. Àtìgbà tó ti dá ìpàdé yìí sílẹ̀, wọ́n tẹ̀ jẹ́ ká mọ̀ fílì kankan, wọ́n tẹ̀ jẹ́ ká mọ̀ bóyá kòrónà wà, bóyá kòrónà ò sí, bóyá ìyàn ń jà, bóyá ìyàn ò sí, wọn kò jẹ́ ká mọ̀. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wọn.
So after the town crier went round and educated them, the first work we did was to share to them the hygiene materials that they will use to start observing these protocols. And so we shared with them big hand washing buckets. Also shared to each and every one of them a giant keg of detergent, a giant keg of disinfectants. And we had sessions where we practiced how to use them. And then in the same month, we also shared foodstuff to them. We did bags of rice and beans and other condiments. And we also, to celebrate the International Day Against Elder Abuse in June 15th, the same during that COVID, we took about 4 of them that are widows that have their stories emanate from the story of hardship and resilience. We took them for photo shoots. And so we were sure they were their well-being was okay considerably until the lockdown was eased off, and at least so many of them could reconnect to their children and to their grandchildren. So this year in Itedo, we'll be concluding in February 2021 in Itedo Community, and then we'll move to another community. But while we are there, we've started our well-being party after the COVID lockdown was eased off. We observe all the protocols, and we've started our well-being party. And then we'll run these well-being parties till November. And in between this well-being party, we'll have other activities lined up, like on the October 1st, which is International Day for Elderly globally. We'll be doing a football match at the Fun Factory in Lekki Phase 1 here, where they'll be playing football with the primary 6 students of the community primary school there in Itedo. It's just a fun way of getting them back to activity. A lot of them have signed up to be cheerleaders, to be footballers, to be goalkeepers, and it's going to be fun.